Okay, let's try this again. I just recorded a message about myself that was a little too long. Excuse me. It was a little too long, and pretty much got to do it again. Anyway, hello people, my name is Blyes, B-L-Y-E-S. Got that name from my mother, but anyway. Okay, so basically gotta start over. Letting you guys know a little bit about myself. Like I said in my last video, I'm still in the studio working on my upcoming album, which I'm ecstatic and elated about. But I wanted to share a few things about myself that eventually I was going to have to talk about anyway. Lately I've been doing a lot of shows, and at my shows I always address this topic because so many people want to know what the deal is, which is how I draw my audience in. So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible since I made it as long as possible on the last video. Okay. I went to North Carolina School of Arts for dance and voice theory. And once I left school, I moved to New York, and that was the biggest disaster ever. So I moved to Philly. I lived in Philly for maybe 8 months, and while I was there, this was in 2003. While I was there, I was working at a retail store as well as doing auditions for dance or for voice, and pretty much got a lot of jobs, and I was overworking myself and wasn't really paying attention to taking care of myself the right way. So one day I'm working at the retail store, and I felt tingling at the bottom of my feet, and at that point I was just like, whatever, I'm going to ignore it, but the tingling kind of progressed to like pain, so I went to the emergency room. Long story short, or trying to shorten it, when I ended up having to go to the emergency room for 5 times because they really thought that if I rest it would stop, but each time I went it had progressed and it was getting worse. So on the 5th time they pretty much took me serious and admitted me to the hospital, and from there I experienced taking test after test after test to figure out what's wrong with me. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They pretty much put my situation in the spinal cord injury family and put it under the category of transverse myelitis, which is a fancy name or technical name for we have no idea what the hell is wrong with you. Yeah. So if they don't know what's wrong with me, they can't help me. So basically couldn't find out what was wrong with me while I was in the hospital, so the only thing that they could do was help me out with my symptoms, which was horrifying pain. Like, it felt like my legs felt like they was on fire at all times. It felt like electricity was running through them at all times. It felt like ants were crawling in my skin, and as they're crawling, they're biting me, and their little feet were on fire. That's how, I know that's a little graphic, but that's what it felt like. I want you to get the mental visual of what I was going through. So from that point, since they couldn't find out what was wrong with me, they sent me to a rehab center to basically start my recovery. Stayed in the rehab center for what, a month. No return, no type of progress whatsoever. So I had to go back home to my parents, and that wasn't good because I never experienced living with my parents as an adult. I left the house at 18, so had to be forcefully put back into my parents' home as an adult, but as an adult with a limitation, which was hell, and it didn't work. So I ended up leaving in the middle of the night because it just did not work. Okay, I moved back to Charlotte which is where I'm from, Charlotte, North Carolina. Hence the accent. But anyway, so while I was in Charlotte, I started recovering. Like, I started getting my strength back, and pretty much worked my way back up to the point that I'm at. I'm now in Philly. I'm now walking. I haven't fully recovered, but I will fully recover. At first they were saying you'll never walk again, but you know, I do serve a God that He's awesome, put it that way. So pretty much I'm saying all of this to give everybody out there hope that no matter what you face, you can reach your dreams, and I'm on the verge of reaching mine right now as we speak. So I hope that me telling you what I've been through to the point where I'm at now, which is a wonderful point, will help you out to get the message across that never ever ever give up on your dreams. So I'm out. That was it. I got it done. That's pretty much it. So to check me out, you can go, or to email me, or to comment, whatever. My email address is blessindeed_2005@yahoo.com, and that's spelled BLYESINDEED_2005@yahoo.com, or myspace.com/bless, and that's myspace.com/bless, spelled BLYES. Alright, I'm out. You have been blessified.